Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Get the Crypto.com Visa card. You can use this wherever Visa is accepted all over the world. Make sure you use my link to get a $25 bonus when you register. Link in the description below. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, sure. Just go ahead.
This is the monthly meeting for Conceal Network on, what's the date today? The 3rd of May, 2022, and the second one that I've done with the CCX team. And thank you so much for this opportunity. And thank you for everybody.
I think we can start.
Yeah, we have. I'm starting. Thank you to everybody who's turned up to participate in this. You'll have an opportunity to ask questions. Just raise your hand, and you'll be called upon and ask your question. And who's with me is CryptoOX, Mr. Quibs, Tegus, and Cryptader, who are from the Conceal Network team. Do you guys want to give a very brief introduction?
Yeah, sure. You want us to introduce ourselves, or?
Yeah, just very quickly.
All right. So, hey guys, what's up? I'm Mr. Quibs, the head of marketing from Conceal Network, and welcome at the second Discord stage meeting.
Thank you. Tegus?
Hello, I'm Tegus, and I'm head of development at Conceal. And that's basically all.
That's basically all. That's quite a big basic.
Hello, guys. I'm Cryptader. I'm new to the team. I joined the team last month. I'm the marketing manager at Conceal, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Cryptader. We'll be hearing more from you a little bit later on. And then in CryptoOX?
I'm the founder of the community in 2017, and since 2018, I am head operations and try to oversee everything related to the project. And it's a pleasure to be on this Discord stage event.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And I run a YouTube channel, Odyssey channel, actually, odyssey.com, CryptoRichBTC. And I'm just very delighted to be here. And I just will give a mention to the BPSAA, Blockchain Privacy, Security and Adoption Alliance, because Conceal Network are one of the newest members of that alliance, which includes other privacy-focused projects like Pirate Chain.
Is he still there?
And Komodo. Altcoin Rookie has just turned up.
I thought I did something, but obviously, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Rich, but I think you lost your connection for a second there.
Ah! Okay, I didn't get a signal that it had dropped. I'm so sorry. I got all the rings. So what was the last thing you heard?
BPSAA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Conceal Network is a member of the BPSAA, Blockchain Privacy, Security and Adoption Alliance, a group of projects that are working together to further privacy and adoption and security in the blockchain space. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, I think we should start by just introducing Cryptader and also Altcoin Ricky. Mr. Quibs, if you want to invite him up on stage so we know everybody who's here, and then we'll go through the accomplishments for the last month and on.
Yeah, I think there he is.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Rookie. What's up?
Hey, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Good that you're here.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, just so everybody knows.
Here also, I think the problem is you have the verification process is very difficult for the people.
Yeah, no worries. We just did our introduction, and now we're about to start. So you can
yes,
anything.
Yes, we have started, and this will be broadcast on my Odyssey channel, and then later on my YouTube channels. Altcoin Ricky, do you want to give a very brief introduction to yourself and what you'll be doing with Conceal Network?
Yeah, of course. I'm in a crypto ecosystem since 2017, and I'm one of the oldest influencers in Turkey. I'm making contents about crypto, all in Turkish. I have a YouTube channel, Twitter account, and also Telegram channels. And also I established some websites these 5 years. And also we have now a new DAO capital system. It's an NFT DAO capital. It is Investep Capital, and I first heard about the Conceal Network from my friend and influencer in Turkey also. Jakalon has made he has written an article about a Conceal Network, and I heard about the Conceal Network first, and I like the project, and I want to participate in this project also. So then we met with Mr. Quibs, and I'm here.
Great. Thank you so much. And what will you be doing with Conceal Network?
We will work on Conceal Network. I think Conceal Network is a great project. So only one problem in the Conceal Network is people don't know about Conceal Network. If they know what the developers are doing, what the team is doing, I think they will love also the project. And we want to announce the project to the people. It's a very interesting project, I think. Everyone is working so hard in the team, but people should know more about Conceal Network. So we will make marketing. Also, we will make some networking to the other projects and also with the exchanges, and we will work on it. Great.
So your job is to getting the word out on Conceal Network so more people discover this project. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And let me add one thing there. So Rookie's not going to actually join our team, but he's going to support our team. And we made a deal where he's going to help us with all sorts of marketing things, basically on all fronts to get our name out more. Yeah.
Great. Okay, thank you. And then Cryptator?
Thank you.
Do you want to say what you'll be doing a little bit? Say a little bit about what you'll be doing.
Okay, cool. Shall we move on to the monthly update?
Okay, you didn't hear me again, did you?
I think so.
I hope Rich did not lost his connection again, man.
No. See, sorry guys, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, well now we are able to hear you again. So
yeah. I don't know what that is. I'm in the same room as I was in before. So what I said is, Cryptator, do you want to introduce yourself very quickly and what you'll be doing with Conceal Network, and then we'll go to the accomplishments.
Yeah, sure. I was in the crypto space since 2017. My background is over a decade in corporate finance, and so I was looking for the alternative, basically monetary system, because I'm working on corporate finance and I know the problems in corporate finance. So when I first discovered Bitcoin and everything, I was blown away. So finally, when I found Conceal, like in 2021, which is very recently, I started working as a community member. I started giving ideas to improve marketing, to improve services from a user perspective. So I really wanted to work with the project because it's a really good project and it deserves to be known. So I'll be working as a marketing manager for Conceal to bring the word out. Everybody deserves to know about Conceal because I believe when people know about it, it will have a lot of adoption. So we're working on like video and graphic editing. We're trying to see what kind of influencers we can work with. We can do CCX competition, a lot of creative ideas. So basically just getting the word out. That's what we will be doing.
Fabulous. Thank you. Okay, shall we move on to what we accomplished in the month of April? And before I do that, if there's anybody who's in the audience that wants to ask
Rich,
a question.
I think you have a problem with your connection or your microphone, and I'm very sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna move to another room.
So, meanwhile, let me add that we invited Cryptator to join the team because he's a very good analyzer. He has helped us a lot in the past, and he has also written a couple of manuals, and also he analyzed basically our whole project and our weak points and our stronger points and where we can improve in the marketing area and in what platforms we should improve our presence. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to making our marketing strategy more solid with the Cryptator. No, we're just waiting for Rich. I think he's switching rooms.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Great.
Fabulous. I'm sitting on top of the router, so hopefully this should work.
Good.
And I did hear what you said about what Cryptator was going to do, so thank you. I just want to say to everybody who's in the audience, we have 14 people here now. Fabulous. If any of you want to ask a question at any point, please feel free to do so. Just click on the raise hand bit, and then you'll get called on, and then you can ask your question of the team. And just to remind everybody, this is being recorded, so keep it clean.
So you're even allowed to come on stage if you want to as a community member. You can just ask your question in the chat, or you can raise your hand and we can move you into the speaking section. But only if you want to, of course.
Yes, only if you want to. That's right. Okay, so let's move on to what got accomplished in the month of April. And that was also in the Medium blog that went out a day or so before. Mr. Cripps, do you want to go through the accomplishments for April?
Yeah, sure. So I'll just do the accomplishments for the marketing department, of course, and then we can just leave the development to Tegus. So April has been pretty exciting for us. There has actually been a lot of developments on the marketing front. We got the new graphic designer for the announcements, which is great because we lost contact with the other one, so we had to find a new one. Yeah, and also our tweet activity has gone up a lot lately because me and Cryptator are now we are crap. What's the right word? We are using the Twitter account simultaneously. It's not the correct English, maybe, but all right, you get the point. And we also had a video released by your friend Andy, which was great. Andy has been a long-term supporter of our project. I believe he invested in 2018, so at the very beginning already. And when we reached out to him if he wanted to make a video about us, he actually was very excited, and I think the video turned out really nicely as well. It's up for you can see it. We announced it on our Twitter as well, so you can, if you haven't watched it, you can watch it from there. We are also working on a what is Conceal animated video. So basically like a simple explanation of what is our project about, and what problems does it solve. So that's exciting. I expect that to be ready maybe probably this month. And then we also have an exciting article coming up from a group that I won't disclose here, but I think the article is just a couple of days away, and they will release an article about us, so that's great. Also, we have Serpent X Tech, which is a miner on YouTube. He will start making videos about us very soon as well, which is great because we have always had a pretty large mining community, and miners are also very important for us. So we think it's a great addition to have a YouTuber make regular videos about our project as well, to attract more miners. And what else do we have? Let's think. Oh yeah, we have the artwork contest, which is currently ongoing till tomorrow, but I'm thinking of extending it. So if you haven't sent in any of your artwork, you still can. Just shoot me a message. Even if it's after the deadline tomorrow, I'll still make it count. And yeah, I think that's all. That's about it. Yeah, and Rookie, the deal with Rookie, of course, but he's here with us, and he just introduced himself, and he told us what he will be doing. So I won't have to do that again. So yeah, that's all. That's a lot.
I explained short, but I can explain more how we will work with Conceal Network. As I said, the Conceal Network is a great project, and we want to make some marketing on, of course, for Conceal Network. I have lots of network on projects. I have worked lots of projects in the ecosystem, and I think I have a great network in the community and this ecosystem. So, the market situation is very bad nowadays. We should do the right thing in the right time. So the marketing in this situation for the market, maybe it will not be effective, but we can work on networks with other projects. The project that talking with the other projects is very important. So they will give us some new community and new investors, I think. And while the bear season is very impressive these days, all the we can do also this. After this, we can make some effective influencing marketing. Lots of influencers all around the world, thousands of influencers, but they are not effective totally. All these influencers are very effective. We should find the effective influencers, and I'll help for the Conceal Network to find the right persons, right influencers for marketing. Also, I'll help Mr. Quips for that. But nowadays we should focus on, Conceal Network is getting on Avalanche. Also, it's working on the other networks and other chains. So we should focus on this new Avalanche ecosystem projects, and we should make some partnership with these projects, I think. And also we should find new possibilities for the other chains. For example, we can work in Etho Protocol, or in the other chains. We should focus on these, and by this way we can go for lots of investors from different ecosystems. So briefly, I can say that we should focus on these days for Avalanche ecosystem projects and the other projects for the network, for partnership. Then marketing will be suitable for the project, I think.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous, ALTCOIN Rookie. And here's what I hear that's underneath everything that you're saying. One is how you as a community member can participate with this project. And this is for everybody here who's listening, whether you're listening live or you're listening to this later on Odyssey or something. All you got to do is raise your hand, speak up, and then contribute what it is you got to contribute to be part of this community. So
I think there's actually a hand that's been raised right now.
Okay, I'll come to that in a second. In a second. The other thing that I hear, thank you, Mr. Cribs. The other thing that I hear, ALTCOIN Rookie, is how you're going to open up new avenues for Conceal Network, for it to grow and flourish in these new expanded directions. So thank you. And we have Ebone. Ebone, who put up their hand? Where is Ebone? Hi, Ebone.
Thanks for accepting me to speak. I had a few questions since you mentioned miners is big. I'm a miner myself, and one thing I see in the mining world is the whole thing about the 50% attack. I noticed that the one pool, I forget which one it is, it got around 60+%. Is there anything you guys would have an idea of plans to try to prevent that hash rate stay solely on one pool, or distribute it better?
We addressed that issue already. We have Conceal Keeper is a 51% network hash rate attack protection. So you have nothing to be afraid. And basically it's almost impossible to do a 51% network hash rate attack on Conceal. We can share links about it. It's in our wiki, and there is an article that I could share on the general chat about it as well.
It's not impossible, but it's very, very hard to go around that protection because it has multiple layers, and it should be very effective. So far, we are not aware of any attempts of any attack being attempted on our network. So, and the other thing is, for those who are not with Conceal for a very long time, we did a lot on the front of spreading up the hash work. We appealed to pools, we appealed to people, we held contests, we did community pool. I don't know, I mean, the list is really long, but in the end, you just cannot move the miners. They will always, this is from talking from experience and also from seeing the same patterns in all smaller projects. People tend to float to migrate to the pool with the largest percentage of hash rate, because they think that smaller pools will not give them the same payouts, which is not true. For anybody that is here listening and is a miner, I can assure you that if a pool has just let's say a minimum of the hash rate, so we can find some blocks, you will get the same payout as from any larger pool. So I will appeal again to all the miners to please show some love to smaller pools and spread the hash rate. But in the end, this is not something the team can influence. We tried everything and it didn't help. In the end, it's up to the miners to be responsible and to help and decentralize the network.
Let me just add something. In the end, you can trust no one. In the end, it's the code that is protecting the network from an attack. It's what happens in Conceal. So if it wasn't Conceal Keeper, for sure we're going to suffer an attack like other chains suffer in the past. But fortunately, we have this protection mechanism live in our chain. So I think for now we are good. Of course, in terms of security, it's a mouse and cat game. So we are constantly monitoring our network and trying to predict any potential attack vector and fix it as soon as possible.
Yeah, I was just completely agree. I was just pointing out that we are far from not caring about decentralization, and this is very important to us. But as I said, we did everything we could, and in the end, miners do what miners do. So this is like
exactly. The biggest concern is not a network hash rate attack because we are protected, but our main concern is hash rate centralization, because once in a while we can see like the hash rate spike in one or other pool, and that is not healthy. That is not good for any project that aims to be decentralized as much as possible. So I hope we don't need one day like to reach a point where we need like to force the code to decentralize the hash rate. We won't like to reach that point, but who knows? So that's an appeal we make to our community, like to spread the hash rate as much as you can, because at the end we had several examples in the past where some miners changed pool to a smaller pool, and they got exactly the same rewards at the end of the day, or even in some cases a little bit more rewards than being in a pool with a massive fat miner like or a farm. So yes, that's our advice. At least try it. You don't lose anything. Try a different pool and do your math and see what happens. At least try it.
Yes.
The hash rate.
Sorry, there are two more questions I see. I will just add really quickly. Since the mining scenery is going to change a lot because of Ethereum going proof of stake, I think it's very important that the whole community tries to spread the word about Conceal, and that we have a really, really good mining algorithm that is ASIC and FPGA resistant, and that Conceal network really does care about miners. I saw a lot of projects recently that are turning away from miners. They are going either proof of stake, or they are reducing block rewards, or giving part of block rewards to master nodes or something like that. We are and will stay 100% proof of work, with the whole block reward going to the miners. And the block reward is also not reducing. It will stay consistent at 6 CCX per block for the next 100 years. So I think this is really important and something to think about. And each miner here can spread the word to his friends and other miners in other mining channels. So we can basically absorb some of the Ethereum hash when Ethereum goes to proof of stake. So that's all. Maybe now let's deal.
May I just say one more thing? I love that you mentioned if you're on a pool with lower hash rate, that doesn't mean you're going to get less rewards. And like you mentioned, I have experienced me receiving higher rewards on a lower hash rate pool. I found, as far as my experience with mining for the past 3 years, I feel that a lot of people do not understand that fact. So whether it's like SerpentX Tech or you guys mentioned stuff in different parts of Discord, whatnot, I feel miners are very uneducated in the fact that if you're on a smaller hash rate pool, you can receive greater rewards. And I think that's what kind of detours most of us miners away from staying at a lower hash rate pool due to the assumption that you will receive less rewards, which is not true. At least in my experience.
Yes, no, that is correct. You will usually receive a slightly higher reward, probably. It's also down to luck, but in the end, in the long term, you always need to assess your mining profitability and rewards over a longer periods of time, because one day means nothing. There is a lot of luck involved. Okay, now maybe some other questions. There were two other people trying to ask something.
Nurullah Bali. Nurullah, please.
Nurullah?
Merhaba hocam. İngilizce bilmiyorum, o yüzden cevap veremedim.
Okey, o zaman bir saniye bekle. Sorry, guys. I have some my followers in the chat now, and they want to speak Turkish. If you let me, I will translate
Sure.
for you, and then I'll translate for the audiences. Okay? Sorry.
I think we should keep it in English because this is going to be record and going to be available online on Odyssey and later on YouTube. So I think
I have a good idea. Why, Nurullah, maybe you can type your question in Turkish in the chat, and then Ruki can ask the question to us in English.
Yes, and in the meantime,
Arkadaşlar sorularınızı Türkçe chat tarafına yazarsanız ben onları arkadaşlara ileteceğim. İngilizce olarak soracağım. O general kısmından sorulara yazın. Ben okuyup size şeyleri arkadaşlara soracağım. Cevapları da yazmaya çalışacağım oraya. Yeah, guys, thank you.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
There is Greg T also, if he can
yes, Greg
ask
T.
a question. No. Yes. Greg, okay.
You guys able to hear me?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, so you guys already answered one of my questions, which is awesome that you don't plan on moving to proof of stake. One other question I had was, is there anything being done to prevent from ASICs being able to be used on the network? Because it's been proven before that they can work on Kryptonite itself.
Yes, well, first of all, we have done several mining algo changes already in the past. So Conceal has an obligation to the miners. We want to have small home and hobbyist miners on our network to support decentralization. We don't like Asics and FPGA for a single reason, because they are centralized, they are made by single or very few manufacturers, and they're very hard to purchase. You can buy GPUs at every retail store, you can get them everywhere. People have them in their gaming PCs, and it's easy to also mine with them. But ASICs are specialized hardware, and usually it takes some connections to get them, and they cost a lot of money. So that basically cuts out the small people. And to address this, we already changed, as I said, our mining algorithm a few times. And now we are currently on CN GPU. Now, maybe the CN GPU name is not appropriate. It's not a cryptonode mining algo as it was. It's very yes.
It's not a it's a Kryptonite, but it's optimized for GPUs. So even if one day you have like a FP, if you have dedicated circuits running it, like they will not have any advantage on floating point against GPUs, because GPUs are optimized to perform operations with floating points. And let's say this mining algorithm has been developed by the XMR stack miner creator FireEye. So I believe this algorithm is one of the most fair algorithms for GPU miners, because even if you have FP GPA like mining it or an ASIC, they will have no advantage against any recent generation graphic cards. And it's a fair algorithm because it doesn't matter if you are from red family or the green queue. If you can mine it with AMD or with NVIDIA, and you will be on the same layer. So none of them will have advantage against the other one. So I consider it one of the more robust algorithms against ASICs and FPGAs.
Yes.
And at the same time, it brought NVIDIA miners on board, because in the most, I'll say 60-75% of Kryptonite versions, like they favor AMD cards. So for the first time, we were able to to embrace like all the NVIDIA miners community, and we have quite a lot of them on board. And if you keep an eye on what to mine or CryptoNit, you will see like any coin with this algorithm is always on the top of profitability for GPUs. No matter if you run a NVIDIA rig or AMD, it's always in the top 5. Top 10.
Yes, exactly. Basically, you can make a bitstream for FPGA or you can make an ASIC for it, but what will happen is, because it uses floating point units, what will happen is FPGA will do better than GPU, but on the other hand, you will pay like 5 times the price for that FPGA, and it will maybe mine 5 times faster. So it's fair. I think beside ProcPow, it's the most fair and resistant algorithm currently available. And also, do not worry. I mean, if someday we find out that it's broken or exploited, we will just look for a new algorithm again. We are still bound by what we said, by making sure that small miners are not pushed out by big farms and by unfair advantage from FPGA or ASICs. So this is something we can assure.
It isn't about any kind of exploit. It is abuse. Every time we notice an abuse, we act, and we are quite, to be honest, we are quite fast to act. Every time we notice any kind of abuse, we have like a big farm hopping on one of the pools at some point. That's why we changed to this algo like in 2020. And it's been quite efficient. And once in a while, we stress test our network, and we have several mechanisms in place to avoid any kind of abuse. But it still can happen an abuse, and then we will act. We will need the mining algorithm if we need. We have our own mining algorithm developed in house. It was Kryptonite Conceal, so it was quite fast algorithm and very light for the graphic cards, but at the same time you can mine it with CPUs, and then we have a couple of botnets playing with us and playing with our miner community. So we needed to act. That's why we changed to a dedicated GPU dedicated mining algorithm, because to avoid any kind of botnet. Of course, we would like to include like CPU miners as well, but domestic CPU miners, not like industrial kind of style, like running like almost on free energy or using botnets. So that's why we did this move. And if you go to CryptoNit profile, our profile on CryptoNit website is quite good. They have a chart where you can see like the precise time when we have changing mining algorithms since our inception, since 2018. We changed a few times already. And all this to preserve our community. Our community was started by miners, and more than half of the people actively involved in the first 6 months to 1 year, they were spec miners. So we have quite a lot of advisors with mining experience and know-how. So we knew where to find the best people to work on algorithms. That's why we end up working with FireEye for a couple of times in our short history. So this to say, like, nothing is permanent. Being happy with this algorithm right now doesn't mean like in a few months or a year we will like change to another one. But for now, all the data we are extracting from the chain in regards of pools and mining, it's we are quite happy with the efficiency of this algorithm. And in terms of profitability, it seems to be quite fair to the miners as well. So for now, we want to keep it on. And as soon as we see and we evaluate that is not fair or someone is abusing, we're going to take action like we have done in the past.
Great. Thank you, Cryptox. And I just wanted to thank everybody for their contributions and participating. And there was something you said, Cryptox, that I wanted to point out was because this is what you're talking about is the evolution of software. Software is always evolving. And thanks to the rich and vibrant community, you guys aren't on your own in spotting bugs. So, Greg T and others and Ebone who asked the questions, as well as others, can always, if you see something that's deficient or you think could be improved, do let the community know, do let the team know, because this is a community effort. Okay, thank you. Now, any more questions before we move on to the next bit?
Yeah, I have some questions also.
Yes.
Sorry, my followers have some questions. I will ask them for them. What are Conceal top priorities for this year, and what milestones are you willing to achieve this year? Top priorities and milestones for this year.
So development-wise, I can speak for development. Basically, the milestones that we have are the ones that are also listed on the roadmap. I think that the roadmap is currently quite up to date. So maybe I can use this question to also talk about development some. So we are having one priority is the continuation of Conceal app. Part of that is just about to be released. So we are having the second release pretty much ready with Conceal ID and the bridges module incorporated. Then another quite important application that is going to be released basically anytime now is client-side web wallet. That will be very important because it will further the decentralization of our wallets, as this wallet will completely run in the browser on the client-side machine. So basically in the user's browser. So there is no backend to this wallet. Basically, just connects to a remote node, and that's all. Maybe we can talk about that a bit more later. So then another thing we started working on is privacy protected assets. That is something that will probably not be done this year, but the development has started, and this will be very important because it will also enable us to have a privacy protected stablecoin, and I think that will be a very innovative thing for Conceal and for crypto in general. There are some more things coming this year, probably, but I think that's the major. Oh, and the bridges. The AVAX bridge should be also out probably this month. I'm pretty sure it will be this month, and Ergo bridge will follow it shortly after. So because also Ergo bridge was part of the last year's consensus, so we are obliged to honor that commitment we made, and it will be done soon. And the rest, then there is a lot of smaller projects ongoing, tasks, improvements, and there's constantly something in development. As for the marketing and business side, that's better for Mr. Quips and Cryptator to answer.
Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, Quips.
Yeah, so we haven't really set any marketing goals for like this year or anything, but we will just continue to bring out the word in a smart way as possible, and hopefully at the end of the year we have doubled all our numbers on because that's most important. We are doing this to grow our community, of course, and it would be lovely if we could double the community in 1 year.
So I would just like to add, we are also a very dynamic project. We basically, because we are community-based, that means most of the people, basically all of the people working on Conceal don't do that as a full-time job. So priorities change, people have obligations, things come up. So it's a dynamic team. We have people coming, people going. So we have to juggle all of this, and we also have to juggle our private lives, our jobs, our families. And I think we're doing quite a good job. I think marketing, for instance, made great strides lately. I'm really happy to see how good it's doing at representing Conceal. A lot of stuff is happening there. And all of this takes time, all of this takes energy. And I don't know, I mean, when I joined, I did not think that a project, a crypto project is so complex. Of course, I knew it's complex, but that it has so many moving parts that you have to synchronize and to be on top of. So I think we're doing okay for the team we have and for everything that's happening around it. Crypto is always moving very, very fast.
Yeah, in fact, we are on top of the roadmap. We even have a little advance from what the compromise we had with the community. So we always give like enough time to make sure we're gonna be able to deliver on the defined timelines. So I think, yeah, I agree with you. I think the team is doing a great job attending like the small resources we have, and attending all the team keeps daily jobs, and like we try to deploy and work on Conceal on our free time. So, and a quick look at our roadmap available online. I think all the answers are there, what we are working. So we have all these bridges with other projects. We have the privacy protected assets where other chains will be able to port their assets to our chain and take advantage of untraceable and private ecosystem. And at the same time, we are improving all the interfaces that our users can interact with the chain. So there are improvements in the cloud, in the command line interface, in the command line wallet, in the desktop wallet. There's going to be several updates coming really close to come out, and I will keep some details for later because the impact is going to be bigger. And as Tegos said, we for the first time we're going to have a totally decentralized light wallet, totally based on remote nodes. So that's a really big advancement in terms of decentralization, and we count to reach even more people with low resources, like in remote places with slow internet, and even with old machines or tablets, they will be able to interact with the chain. And for now, I think what we are achieving right now is huge. Is something much bigger than what everything we have accomplished in the past. So I think it's a good time in terms of development. And I really hope that the interest can cope with what is being done in the backstage. I really hope that the markets will reflect all this effort and passion being put in developing and making Conceal better.
Fabulous.
And that's it.
Fabulous, thank you, CryptoX.
We have another guy, Mayata, wanting to ask something, and probably Altcoin Rookie has some more questions from his forum.
Yeah, I'll ask after Mayata. Yeah, Mayata.
Yeah, welcome guys. Hello guys. I want to ask, do you have any plan to work full time for Conceal, or do you have any price? If you can say, like, if the price above $1, we can work full time for Conceal.
Yeah, yes, we have a price tag. Unfortunately, due to the big inflation in the United States and all over the world, the price tag went up a little bit. Initially, this is 2 or 3 years ago, we had a price tag around $1.60. per coin, but at the moment it's around $2. We have a few team members willing to move full time and take this as the main job as soon as we break the $2 per coin, and I think as soon as we pass the 5, then we're gonna have at least 80-90% of the team, and including a couple of former team members joining full time as well.
I would just like to add. Sorry, I would just like to add that stability is also important. So it's not just like we reach $5, then the next month we are at like $1.
Of course, it's not a pump like that gonna make us work in a random pump.
Yeah, because we have families and we need to feed them. So naturally, we want stability, and us are also not like 20 years old anymore. So we need some stability, and if we can reach that, then yes, I think a lot of the team members would consider going full time.
Yeah, so the final answer is yes. We have most of the team willing to work full time. We have a few contributors and advisors that, unfortunately, due to some work commitments in terms of contract clauses, they can't do it for a few years. But apart from that, the core team, 80% of the team is willing. As soon as we have financial conditions in the project to work full time, we're going to work full time.
Okay, thank you. Also, I want to say, all welcome Turkish people. We can examine and we can argue each other about Conceal. We are really open-minded as Turkish community. You can ask everything, whatever you want. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We always had quite a lot of support from Turkish people, and at some point, even people used to ask us if the project was Turkish, but the project is from everywhere. We have even in the team we have people from the 5 continents in the team. So we try to have a universal project and community open to anyone that comes in peace, that anyone is able to challenge, to have a different opinion, but we need some common values, and I think those are well known: decentralization, censorship resistance, privacy, and social inclusion. I will even call it financial inclusion. So Conceal is open to anyone to participate. Not only to buy, but to mine it, to trade, to help us giving ideas and suggesting improvements, to be part of the community. So thank you very much for your support, and we are really happy to have such a strong support from Turkey, and welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, and what I would like to add real quick is that Mayata, the guy that was just speaking, he's from Turkey, and he just opened a Turkish Twitter account where he will translate all of our official tweets so that it's available for the Turkish audience as well in their own language. And I'll put the link down in the general chat so all the Turkish people can go ahead and follow it if they want.
Arkadaşlar, Mr. Clips diyor ki Conceal Network Türkiye hesabı açılmış, Twitter'da takip edebilirsiniz. Şeye attı, genel chat'e attı. Ben de zaten Twitter'dan paylaşırım. Oradan takip alabilirsiniz. I translated for my friends, Mr. Clips. I have also another question. I have 2 questions. I'll ask them combining. First, one of my friends asking that what is the difference between the Conceal network and other privacy coins? Also, do you have any plan to integrate Conceal network to other NFT or metaverse projects?
I think I can answer that. At the moment, we don't have any intentions to have our on metaverse, but the technology we are working right now might help gaming development companies to integrate crypto on their projects, including like having all the tools needed for a financial ecosystem over blockchain. So we're going to have privacy protected assets, and that could help like buying items, gaming marketplaces, and go on. At some point, if our community decides like beside privacy protected assets that work like tokens on Ethereum or coins, like we should have non-fungible tokens as well, we might consider, but it's not part of our plans. But what I want to make awareness is that this new technology we are working will be used by gaming companies in their metaverses, for instance. And but we are talking about privacy protect fungible tokens at the moment. So if the question is related to NFTs, that will involve like the community, like upvoting it, bringing it to consensus, and then we can think about it. But for now, we are not considering to have our own NFTs or NFT ecosystem, but only integration with other ecosystems. That's why we are investing so much in this new platform for privacy assets and bridging them to other chains. So it's mainly cross-chain interactions. Regarding the first question, the main difference from our coin to other coins, I think that one of the main differences is our privacy, besides being by default, is by design. What this means? It means you can change, you can search on our Explorer for an address. You can do it, but return the result of that search going to be zero. You'll find anything, because any transaction, any message, anything you do in our network doesn't use like conventional addresses. It uses something, a technology called stealth addresses. So in fact, they are not normal crypto addresses. They are k-image pairs. So that's one of the main differences. For instance, in other technologies, mainly chains that use zero knowledge proofs, if you search by an address, in some cases you can see their balance, their transactions. Even when they conceal, when they make the amounts confidential, you can see who was the source, who was the destination of the receiver of those funds. Even if you don't know how much they send it, that doesn't happen in Conceal. And even the amounts you see, they are not the amounts of the transaction. Even if someone sends you 1 CCX or 10 CCX, to your wallet, to your address, you can't know who sent you the money. Do that experiment. Give your address to a friend or someone, get some CCX, and then you can go to your transactions history, and you can try to find out who sent you the money. You don't know because there are no addresses. Like you know it on other chains like Bitcoin or Zcash or whatever. So that's one of the main differences. The other one is Conceal was being made to be a real financial ecosystem. That means like we did a lot of macroeconomic simulations for more than 100 years to see how the economic ecosystem gonna move. Based on time, on a timeline, and that's why our mining rewards like gonna be paid for more than 100 years. So some miner asked us, "What are you doing for the miners? You can mine Conceal for the next 100 years, and you're gonna still be paid the same rewards as today." So that's another main difference, like our economic model. So we have tools to be a real financial system, alternative financial system. So you have proof of balance. You can prove someone, like if you are a charity or you have several different shareholders, you can prove with secret keys how much balance you have in a wallet. If you buy something online and the merchant said, "I haven't got any money, you haven't paid for that graphic card," and you say, "Really? So I can send you a proof of payment." So you can generate a secret key and prove that you send that money to that address. And that's the only way recipient of any CCX amount people know who sent in that amount. Another way is to use payment IDs. That's the best solution for merchants, but that involves other issues. So that's not related to the main question. And another thing that helps being a real financial ecosystem is that you can audit the supply. Using input-output amounts, you can just do a direct balance between them. And at the end, know exactly how much coins have been mined. If there is any kind of exploit, abuse, coins generated illicitly. So, and this on real time. So on real time, you can act if there is something unusual happening in the network in case of attack. So these ones are the main difference. Then we stick to the original CryptoNote white paper and vision, based on the vision of Satoshi for a potential upgrade on Bitcoin at the time, using ring signatures and stealth addresses. So there are quite a lot of things. And since from start, we have cold staking. We have been one of the first projects to implement like hash time locked contracts over CryptoNote. We managed to have encrypted messages before anyone else, even before people talk about doing it on Monero, never have done it. Bitcoin, it took 3 or 4 years to have it, and we have it since inception, since 2018. We have encrypted messages on the blockchain. Later, a couple of months later, we had self-destructive messages as well, and that's one of the main differences. There are too many differences, but the main one is how we make sure the ecosystem is privacy protected. And this level of privacy is going to be the same for the new platform we are developing over the current chain. So these new privacy protected assets are going to have the same level of untraceability, fungibility, and privacy like our main asset, Conceal. So it's a complete ecosystem. It's just not another CryptoNote coin. It's not just another privacy coin. So we had a few concerns that I think other projects may have missed it. And the main one, it was real application on a real life scenario. So one of our aims, like I described, is to include as much people as possible, even people that have low in terms of health, they are poor. So we want to embrace all the people and be accessible by everyone, as much people as possible.
That is also why I think it's very important to say that I think we have one of the best tokenomics in the crypto space, and our emission is one of the most fair. I will not say most, but a lot of crypto projects favor early adopters. So if you are early, you will get a big chunk of the pie, because most emissions are very fast at the start, and in few years they emit most of the coins on chain, and then via the halvenings or some other kind of reduction, the people who come late just get crumbs and nothing else. But if you check our chains, running for almost 4 years, and you can check how many coins were issued. Very, very little. We have very slow emission, very low inflation, and very fair distribution. So if you are here after 4 years and just joined, you are not too late. You are in fact early. And no matter when you come, you have the exact same chances as everybody else, because the emission is constant. And even if it's constant, the inflation is still really, really low, because it will take 100 years for all the coins to be mined. This is very important because it makes it a fair ecosystem.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking for any other questions. Is there any plans to add non-cloud for mobile app?
Are you still there, Rich?
I'm still here. I'm giving you guys space to answer. Yes. No, I'm still here. So there's no other questions. I don't know how long you want this to go on for, Mr. Cribs.
It's spontaneous, so it will last as long as it will last, probably. I don't know if there's any more questions. We can answer them. Otherwise, I don't know. Did we cover everything? I think we did. In terms of development, maybe just I failed to mention before that also the old mobile wallet was updated finally. Because we introduced the captcha to prevent attacks on our cloud infrastructure, and the old mobile wallet was not working for a while. Because we don't have so much manpower, and because the wallet was deemed deprecated, it took a while to be updated, but it's now working again. We still encourage people to use the new mobile wallet, the Conceal app. But for those that, for some, I don't know which reason, prefer the old wallet or have very old phones that do not support the new wallet because of the old Android versions, for instance, then the old wallet is working and operational again.
Fabulous. Thank you. I think we have covered most of the stuff that's in the roadmap. Mr. Quibbs, do you want to say something about the community stuff that's mentioned in the roadmap? About what's the trivia event and encouraging the community to spread the word about CCX?
So the community is not my department, but Lolita's. But in terms of how the trivia went, I believe it went very well. A lot of people enjoyed it. There was a couple of hard questions, and I believe everyone's happy with the trivia to celebrate 1 millionth block.
Great. Okay, and also you're talking about creating a new mascot for Conceal. I didn't know Conceal had an old mascot, but you're going to create a new one.
So we actually never had a mascot before. It's just part of our new strategy because we came to we all think that privacy should be. We should take a broader approach to find new investors, and we really have this anonymous kind of cyberpunk thing hanging around the project, which is not bad because we also very welcome all of those people, of course. But we also want to be more available for the regular Joe, so to say. And we think we should take a more friendly approach. So we thought the mascot would be a fun way to start. And we've been thinking about naming him Clive the Chameleon, the Concealed Chameleon.
Oh, Clive the Chameleon, okay. I like that. All right. Not Colin, because that sounds a bit more like Conceal. Or Connie.
I don't know. I think maybe Mr. Quibbs lost signal. I don't know. Well, yes, I think that this mascot will be a good thing in the end because it will give people some familiarity or something to maybe associate with. I don't know. I think it's a good move.
Yes. Well, I suppose anything that gets the word out and gets people connected to the project and finding out about the project is good. Let me just ask, does anybody have any last questions? Anything anybody wants to ask that hasn't been asked or covered? No? Okay. Anything from the team? Anything you guys want to say that hasn't been covered?
No, but I would like to thank everyone that was here today because, we're a small community, but still we were here with 40, 50 people today. So, and a lot of you listened all the way to the end. So, I'm happy that people are so interested.
Yes.
It was a great step from the first installment. I think we did not just double, we tripled or quadrupled the numbers. So great. I
remember last time we had a maximum of 22, and of course people come and go. Today we had a maximum of 37. It's growing, and most people have stayed right from the start, which to me shows the level of engagement and commitment that people have to this project. So thank you all very, very much, and look forward to doing this again. Thank you, ALTCOIN Rookie and Cryptader and CryptoX and Cryptader twice, and Mr. Quibbs and Tagas, and thank you to all the community members. Whether you asked a question or not, your contribution was valuable. This will be on my Odyssey channel, odyssey.com CryptoRichBTC, and it'll also be on both my YouTube channels, but you'll catch it on Odyssey first. And I'm sure Mr. Quibbs and the team will let you know when it goes out. Thank you all very, very much. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.